My name is Irene Alby. I'm a senior lecturer at the Department of Theater and Film at the University of Toledo. And I teach voice and movement, and I also direct. And what I'm interested in, based on my background in New York City, is theater that simultaneously is relevant to audiences today, while drawing on traditions, classics, but reinventions of classics, things like that. And as a result, I have just directed Henry V by Shakespeare, and my take on it is a little less, or a little different than the traditional view of the play.
More into the breach, dear friends, once more, or close the wall up with our English death.
In peace there's nothing so becomes a man as modest stillness as humility. But when the blast of war blows in our ears, then in return the action of the time.
Let me give you a little history first. So the Battle of Agincourt, which is the big battle that the play is based on, is actually going to have its 600th year anniversary this Sunday, which is also our closing night. And that battle is famous to the English because it was a great defeat. Henry V went to France with a small number of soldiers. He was outnumbered 5-1, and still they suffered almost no losses and defeated the French and killed a lot of Frenchmen. And interestingly, this battle is looked at as a very controversial battle because the French actually see it as a slaughter, and they look at Henry as a war criminal. So interestingly, when I started to look at the play, I noticed the same kind of thing in Shakespeare's language. There's a juxtaposition between this chorus who's very heroic, who talks about Henry as this wonderful hero and the battle as this amazing thing, but it's always juxtaposed by scenes that show the opposite, So for example, he says that all the youth of England are on fire and they want to go fight for Henry, but then we see a bunch of scoundrels hanging out at a ar, and the last thing they want to do is go fight. And he does this continually throughout the play. This particular play lends itself really well to the style of theater that we like to do here. We don't just do realism. We like to take images and create strong visual metaphors that are relevant to audiences today. So for example, in Henry V, there's a scene between Catherine, the French queen, and Alice, and she's trying to learn English. And the whole scene is in French. But interestingly enough, Shakespeare has a whole other level of meaning to the scene, and it's very body. It's full of sexual puns. And so what we've done is we've used emojis to show the double meaning. And another scene that we've done that with is the famous breach speech that Henry does, which is the speech of the Siege of Harfleur, which is his first battle in France. And it's a really crazy speech where he talks about, stiffen up the sinews and the blood and look like a tiger, as you go into battle. So we've done it as a punk rock number. And we've literally had Ed Lingen, the chair of the department, write a song, and there's a dance that goes with it, and they are just going crazy on stage. So our set design is basically composed of this Amish cart, and everything that's on this cart has been built right here and designed by Daniel Tobias, who is our set designer. Steven Sikowski, our new lighting and sound designer, has lit this and provides wonderful lighting for the play. He's also a professional with TV and theater experience. And Jane Scott designs the costumes. And, by the way, in the production, if you come, we also have a professional actor, Kari Marshall, who is the host of Morning Edition on NPR, who plays the chorus and also does all the fight scenes. He's the fight choreographer and the dialect coach for the production. So this is our final weekend for this production. We have a performance Friday night at 7:30, Saturday night at 7:30, and on the 600th year anniversary of the Battle of Agincourt, right here at 2 p.m. on Sunday, we have our final show. And it is in the CPA, Center for Performing Arts, University of Toledo Center Theater. Our upcoming productions include the Laramie Project, which will be this November, and in the spring we have Sartre's No Exit, followed by Little Shop of Horrors in the spring. So a fun season at the University of Toledo Department of Theater and Film.